Hello dear students, welcome back to this class of English. Students, in today's session, I'll be continuing with the same topic of English grammar, that is active and passive voice. So, let's move forward. So students, this is the 8 tenses chart that helps in understanding which helping verb to use. And you must have noticed that we have not used these 4 tenses: present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Actually, in English grammar, we don't convert the sentences of these 4 tenses into passive voice as they are not grammatically correct. Okay, now we will see the examples of each of 8 tenses to make the things clear. So, let's begin with simple present tense. Simple present tense. Okay. The active sentence I am writing here is: he writes a letter. Now for converting it into passive, we will use the 5 steps that were discussed in the last video. So, step number 1 is to identify the subject, the object, and the main verb in the sentence. Fine. Identify. So, who is doing the action? It is he. So, he is the subject. And what is the action performed? It is of writing. So, writes. It is a verb. And now, on what the action is performed? On a letter. So, a letter is the object. Now that we have identified the subject, object, and verb, let's move to the next step, and that is swapping. Number 2, swap. So we need to swap object to subject and subject to object. So a letter will come at the first place. A letter. And he will be turned into him and positioned last, where the object was placed previously. And now in step 3, we need to convert the main verb to verb 3. So it will become written. Main verb to verb 3. So it will become written. The main verb is write, and the verb 3 of the main verb write is written. So written will be written here. In step 4, we need to add the helping verb. So it will be is before written, as it is simple present tense. Fine, simple present tense. Now read the sentence. It is: a letter is written him. Don't you think that the sentence is incomplete? Yes, it is. So that's where step 5 will come. In step 5, we need to add the preposition by. Before him, by will come here. It will be written here. Now the whole sentence is completed. A letter is written by him. I hope you are clear with all the 5 steps. Now let's see an example of present continuous tense. Present continuous tense. Active sentence. Ravi is making a cake. So, step 1 is to identify subject, object and main verb. Step 1, identify SVO, isn't it? Okay. So, who is performing an action here? It is Ravi. So, Ravi is the subject. And what is the action performed? It is of making. So, make is the main verb and making is the verb. And now, what is at the receiving end? It is a cake. So, it is an object. This is verb. Now, in step 2, we need to swap the positions of subject with object and vice versa. Swap. Subject, object. This is called swapping. Fine. So, we need to swap the position of subject Ravi and the object a cake. A cake will come here and Ravi will be written here, this side. In step 3, we need to convert the verb to its third form. So that will be made. So the third step is to convert the main verb to verb 3 and it is made. Okay, now comes step 4. We need to add a helping verb of to be here. So according to present continuous tense, we add here is being. Is being. Fine. Now lastly, to make the sentence complete, we attach by. Fifth step is of adding by, preposition by. So we have written it here. So final passive voice sentence is a cake is being made by Ravi. Fine. This is the passive sentence. Final. Now let's see the example of present perfect tense. Now again active sentence. I am going to write I have eaten a burger. Now for changing this active sentence into passive, we need to identify SVO. Step number 1, identify SVO, isn't it? That is subject, verb and object. So here I is the subject. Eaten is the verb. And a burger is the object. Now let's swap the position of the subject and object. Here it will be a burger. Then and at this position it will be me. Now converting the main verb to third form of verb. It will be eaten. And for adding a suitable helping verb, it will be has been. Fine. And lastly, we need to add, what do we need to add? Helping verb has been added. The fourth was the helping verb. And now the fifth, lastly, what will be written? By preposition. Fine. And now the passive sentence is, a burger has been eaten by me. Hope you've understood. Let's move forward now and see the example of simple past tense. Okay. So I'll write the sentence here, active sentence. He bought a car. So we will do the same as we did earlier. For converting the sentence into passive, we will identify the subject, verb and object. Identify subject, verb, object. So here he is the subject, bought is the verb, and a car is the object. Now let's swap the position of the subject and object. Swapping will be done now. A car will be written at this position, and here what will be written? He will be turned into him and it will be written here. Then converting the main verb to third form, third step. Main verb will be converted into third form of verb and it will be bought. Next, adding the suitable helping verb. So it will be was. And lastly, we need to add by. The fifth step, by will be added here to make the sentence complete. So now the whole sentence is, a car was bought by him. Hope all the 4 tenses done today are clear to you. We will talk about the next 4 tenses in our next video. Till then, goodbye.